All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, luxury consultants around Australia and New Zealand. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I'm so excited, so pumped to be hosting tonight's webinar. This is your ambassador, Katrina Naylor, coming to you live from Perth. We have an amazing night tonight. We're going to be interviewing one of our top leaders from California in the United States. I'm just going to wait a minute and let everyone jump on. If you're having any difficulties hearing me, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll get started. Guys, I'm super pumped about tonight. When I was asked if I wanted to do this interview, I jumped at it. This lady, I had the pleasure of hanging out with quite a lot when we were in Canada, and then again on the ambassador cruise. I now refer to her as my BFF. That's my best friend, and she's an incredible lady. So without further ado, I'll introduce who our guest speaker is tonight, and we're going to do a bit of a informal interview. We have our first Latina ambassador from Global Wealth Trade, second ambassador in the US of A. She is the founder of Team Ferry Latino, and today her business has expanded to Mexico, the US and Canada. We're hoping to get Obdulia out to Australia one day. She is the face of our Spanish tour and is currently in charge of the Spanish translation for the last 3 years. She's also been given the role of being the coordinator for the Global Wealth Trade Translations Committee, working hand in hand with luxury consultant leaders who are translating busily on all the documents into 9 different languages. This is a huge job, guys, and you'll see on the pages they're constantly providing those translations, so it's a huge job. So hats off to her and the team. Obdulia is committed to helping everyone be successful in GWT, and this is one of the reasons why I connected with her when I was in Canada, is because she's just got the heart of gold. She has won our exclusive leadership executive leadership award in 2014 and 2016, and she was also chosen to be part of the Leadership Summit in 2014 and was one of our official presenters at the 10th anniversary convention that was just held in Toronto. She did an amazing job with fellow ambassador Marshall, and they rocked the stage at that 10th anniversary convention. She's currently part of the Global Wealth Trade Leadership Council Group, the LCG, which is a tremendous honour, and she's also a mentor and trainer to thousands of people around the world. I would like to bring onto the call none other than our amazing Latino ambassador, Obdulia Banuelos Esparza. I told you I was going to get that wrong. Tongue-tied, Obdulia. I always get it wrong. I'm no good with languages. But welcome to the call. Are you there, Obdulia?
You guys are so close, Ambassador Kat. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Thank you.
See, I told you, tongue-tied. I need to get that right. I just call you BFF. That works better.
Definitely, you're my BFF. Thank you for the introduction. It's been a pleasure to meet you in person and to meet your team and your leaders, and it's a pleasure for me to be here tonight with all of you. It's 5 in the morning here in California, and it's I believe it's 8 p.m. where you are, so it's a great business because we can connect 24/7 to our business partners, to our prospects, to everyone around the world. So perfect. I'm so excited for the interview. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm so pumped, and thank you so much for, I know you've been traveling, you haven't had much sleep, you're now home with your family. It is 5 a.m. where you are, so thank you so much for giving up your time and jumping on the call. I've got a little bit of a photo collage for those that are looking at their screens, and I wanted to share this because this company has just brought so many people together, friendships that are just growing and growing, and we've got to spend some time. We've got to up the top there, be on the beaches in the Bahamas, and you up on stage getting your leadership award. But the one I wanted to point out for everyone here is the bottom left hand picture is yourself and our CEO Ramin and our Senior VP Sanaz Human. Now, you were just over in Toronto. It was your birthday on Saturday, so happy birthday. and you were lucky enough that Reminiscent As took you out for dinner, and this is just a show of what this company is about. So I just wanted to get you to share a little bit about your weekend and why you were over in Toronto.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the photo that you're talking about just happened less than 48 hours ago. I would say 30 hours ago. So it was the night of Monday in Toronto. We were doing the photo shoot for Miss Canada. She came to me to ask me back in December if we can sponsor her because she's Latina, actually from República Dominican. And a long story, but let's make it short. I've been always prospecting. That's the thing, right? You always prospect. Whenever we have an event in Toronto, I always try to get prospects to go to our event for our fashion shows. So last year, 2015, at our fashion show, I invited, I would say 20 guests. Out of those 20, 10 show up. Out of those 10, it was one of them, Jimena, who's now the director of marketing for Miss Canada. So Jimena wasn't the right time for her to join the business. However, just like our CEO says, we don't leave them, right? We continue the relationship, we continue building like and trust, and we continue that friendship too. So Jimena was not a director back then, but when she became the director of marketing, she immediately contacted me and she immediately said, Obdulia, I want Ferry Latino to sponsor Miss Canada, and it was basically how we met, me and Jimena. And then my team back in December went to Las Vegas. We drove to Las Vegas, 10 hours, 5 of us, to sponsor Miss Canada at Miss Universe. So we took the jewelry to her. She wore it on the night of the big night, and then now we needed to do a photo shoot, and that's why I flew to Canada to make sure she does the photo shoot before her year ends. And that was the main reason. And then, of course, I got to meet with corporate. I got to meet with LCs from Toronto. We did forensic training. It was so much fun. Every time I go to Toronto, it's very important to meet with the family, but to also prospect and to also do business. So I know it was long way to say it, but that was the reason why I had to be in Canada these past days. And it happened to be that it was my birthday, so it's okay. I celebrated with my second family, who is GWT family.
That is so amazing, like so epic, and all the actual questions I'm going to go through with you tonight, you basically wrapped up in that answer. So we'll build on that, and I love that this is a family, right? So it doesn't matter where you go in the world, guys listening in. Once you establish these friendships, this is why it's so important to go to these events. Obdulia is trying to get me to come over so we can go down to Mexico in July. You're going to have connections around the world, and you've got family around the world, no matter if it's your birthday or whatever events are going on, and you can celebrate it with the people you love and the people that you work with. So it's amazing. So all right, we're going to get stuck into some of the questions. So the first question that I have for you is actually I'll follow on from what you were just sharing with Miss Canada. So you do get involved in a lot of fashion shows and pageants. So I guess what are some of your biggest tips for networking and being able to showcase the Ferry brand on the catwalk? I know a lot of people are scared. A lot of LCs are scared to talk to people, but you've just shared with us that person that came to the fashion show is why you've now been able to work with Miss Canada.
Correct. So I do a lot of events in when it comes to beauty pageants. I sponsor a lot of them. However, I try to make sure that I don't go crazy spending money. So it's always like trade-ups, or always because I'm organizing the event or I'm a part of the organization that organized the event. So I want to just make sure that this is all about marketing, okay? This is our marketing piece from our business. We know that what really makes us money is calling people, inviting people to see the tour opportunity, inviting, right? That's what makes the money. That's what it's going to build us to the next level. That's what's going to make sure or meet our next target, can be diplomat, can be ambassador, can be regional ambassador. So the beauty pageants in all those other events, the fashion shows that I do, it's all about marketing the business, and I just don't want people to go and say, okay, I'm going to do this fashion show and this other fashion show and this other one, because that's not what's going to bring you the money right away. So I just want to share it. It's amazing. It's great. It's actually very good to bring your team together, to have fun and show your business to the world and show your business to your prospects. But what's going to bring you money is making the phone calls, bringing people to the tours, to your weekly tours, to your webinar tours, whatever tours you have happening, you want to make sure you bring guests, and that's where the money is all about. So the fashion shows are just a marketing piece for your business. It's definitely something that I enjoy. I love doing it. It's something like, it's my passion, and but I have very clear that's not where the money, big money is, right? This is where you're going to meet a lot of people. This is where you're going to bring your prospects so they can see the product, they can see how involved you are with your business, how you are family, how your team is so working together. They see the type of environment, they see the type of atmosphere in between your team, but it's not going to be very easy to close the deal right away. I have tried doing the fashion show and then the business tour, and it tends to be a little bit too long, so it hasn't worked out much. And then I have also tried doing just the fashion show, just to have fun, just to be marketing the business, and then invite them to our let's say our next day business tour or our weekly tour that is happening in a few days. So I have done both ways, and it's I will say that the fashion shows are great just so you can promote your business. If you work it out with your team, you have a fun event, like a type of mixer event with your team. You have fun. They get to see about the new product. They get to know each other if they don't know each other. But I just don't want you all to think, let's go and have lots and lots of fashion shows.
That's, I totally agree with you. The tours are the key tool, and fashion shows are so exciting and so fun, but you need to be able to bring people to the fashion shows. So I guess that leads into the next question. So what are some of your tips to getting prospects to tours? I know for us here in Perth, we're running tours every Monday, but it's actually being able to get our prospects to come to those tours. So do you have any tips that you can share with us?
I will say there is a chapter in Forensic that talks about what you need to do before, like before the tour, during the tour, and after the tour, right? So it talks about the approach, how you approach people, how you share your story, how you share your 2-minute story, how you use form to get to know about their life. And at the end of the day, this is something that is going to really help them. Like, it's not like you're trying to get another business partner. You're trying to help them to have the life that they desire. But because you already done form, you already know exactly why they need this business. You already know their age. You already know their why. You have done your like and trust so strong that when you invite them to see this opportunity, they come because you already connected to them. I think the biggest mistake we do is that we do not want to spend too much building like and trust, and we do not want to spend too much doing form, and then we are seen by our prospects like, I'm just another number, like I'm just another person to come to the business tour, which is why they don't come. But if you spend the time to like and trust, I know it does take time, and that's why this is your business, right? This is not something that you can do 10 minutes a day. This is not something that you can just work 1 hour per week. This is not going to work if you just spending 1 hour making the phone calls per week. This is not going to work if you just want to make the phone calls the last 10 minutes before you hit back to the office and expect that they're going to come to the next day. No, this is going to be time consuming, but it's your business. So it is worth it, but we have to make sure you make the time to make the phone calls. I will really encourage you to do forensic because that's going to help you with timing. You know, like I know a lot of us and a lot of you guys are still working full time, but if you're going to dedicate 10 hours per week to your business, 20 hours per week to your business, 30, I don't know how many, you wanted to make sure that you every single minute of those 10 hours, you're doing exactly what's going to help you to build like and trust, exactly what's going to help you to build, to bring prospects to see the opportunity. You're not going to be wasting your time and other things that, you know, we can easily go online and start wasting our time trying to send so many emails or so many Facebook messages or you know, whatever that is. We can spend so much time wasting our time. Like seriously, we can spend it. And if you follow forensic, you know that the first thing you have to do is your phone calls. That's the first thing. That's you're gonna follow up with whoever you need to follow up for that day, and you're gonna make the initial phone calls for your new prospects. You're gonna do three-way calls. You're gonna do the tours if you already have scheduled a tour for that day, etc. So for me, I would say that if you follow forensic, if you really take into sit down, you know, sit down and talk and think about it. Okay, how many hours am I gonna commit to my business per week? So be realistic, right? And yeah, you can push yourself a little bit. Be realistic and do it, because if you're only going to be calling your prospects the day before of the tour or the night, you know, the same day during the night, they're not going to show up. Because you have not built like and trust, because you have not built that need for them to show up. So once you follow forensic, once you do forensic, and once you are scheduling your, you know, I'm going to call this person Monday, and if she doesn't answer Monday, then I'm going to call her Tuesday, and then you're going to follow up, and then the tour is on Thursday, right? You do have some time. And then one important thing is also when the person says that they're going to show up to the tour, so what I do is the morning of the tour. So what time are you guys doing your tour, just so I can work around? What time is your tour?
So
8 p.m.?
our tours start at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. So this is what I do. If it's 7 p.m., I usually, it depends on the prospect, right? Because some people don't like to be reminded like so many times. But I say, you know, the day before, oh, I can't wait to see you tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, I see you tomorrow. And then the morning of the tour, what I do is I usually send them the information for parking. Or I usually tell them, okay, I'll pick you up around 6:30. But this is another, like, follow-up without pushing, follow-up making sure they're going to show up. And I use the parking a lot. Like I always say, you know, I found that the best way to park is at this place or right behind the building or whatever. That's a very, it works for me because they don't feel like I'm pushing them or reminding them in a bad way. They just feel like, wow, she's worried about, like, I may get lost. So she's being very, very good at following up. So that works. I think the most important is follow up. The most important is take your time to do your business. Don't think that a 2 minutes phone call is going to bring that prospect so excited to see the tour opportunity. No, you need to take your time to build relationship, to create like and trust, to use form to know about them, because this is all about them and how this business is going to help them, just the same way that it has helped you.
Wow. Okay. So I've just taken so many notes. I think I was meant to interview you today because I am a big procrastinator, and I can tell you that spending the time on like and trust and form is probably something that I don't do a lot of. So yeah, I totally hear what you are, and I hope everyone on this call is taking notes because, you know, I think the biggest thing is people aren't prepared to put in the time, like you say, like just expect people to turn up. So that's some great tips. Thank you so much for sharing that. I guess You know, you've mentioned forensic networker, and I know that when you were in Toronto, you did some training with the Chinese team there on forensics. So I guess just briefly, like what has the forensic networker been able to do for your business and your team, like just in regards to duplication and, you know, income producing activities as a whole, like people that are sitting on the call that maybe haven't done forensic, what would you say is the key for their business?
I just mentioned it, and what I think is it's all about using your time wisely, using your time, and I don't know what word to use, but stop wasting your time and use it properly. If you only have 10 hours per day, 10 hours per week, make sure those 10 hours are worth it, and make sure those 10 hours are, you're doing exactly what you have to do to see the results. So those 10 hours per day, it's going to be all about process, process, process. So like I say, making the phone calls, following up with your prospects, making sure what's the next step with each person, doing the follow-up, the process, it's all about forensic. And then we tend to focus a lot about our results. So let's say you say, oh, I have no guests tonight. I have no guests last night or the night before. Well, focus on the process. Focus exactly what you did to get those prospects to be here at the tour tonight, to get them to see the opportunity. If you really focus on the process, which is forensic, that's it. You know, forensic is process, process, process. It's the steps, a step by step, how to invite someone to see GWT opportunity, how to do the right approach, how to do the right three-way calls, how to do everything right. It's forensic. So what I did in Toronto is Tammy, our regional ambassador Tammy, business partners with Sherry Sao. A lot of you know Sherry Sao, regional ambassador. She asked me to train some new LCs on forensic. So I say I'm not the expert on forensic, but I can train the basics, right? I can train how to use your box. I'm not sure how many of you have your forensic box, but it's our box. Like this is the key to be successful. This is exactly the box is going to show you how to do your business every day. Or like if you only work 4 days per week, those 4 days per week, it's gonna show you exactly how to do it. So I just went over that. I just went over the list, how important it is to have your list. If you don't have a list, you don't have a business, period. If you don't have your forensic cards, which are the red, the green, and the yellow, you do not have a business, period. And I just say, you know, how to do it every day, how to start calling people, inviting people to the next live tour. If they cannot make it, then how to do and send them the recording version of the tour. But most important, how to follow up, because we tend to send the video, we tend to send, oh, so excited about this and that, and then because we do not do forensic and we tend to forget about our business for 1 or 2 or 3 days, then we do not follow up. And that's basically when we see the results, because we're not doing the process right. And there were Denise and the other LCs were like telling me, like when I was doing the forensic training to them, because they're actually my competitors for the forensic challenge. So it was funny because they were like saying, oh my God, Obdulia is training us and we are competing against her. So is it right training? Is it the right information? They were like, oh my God, but it was fun. Yes, of course I give them the right information, and because we're a family, and it's a friendly competition, so it's important for me to have them very strong, doing the right things so they can be successful in the forensic challenge, and they can be also successful in their business. So it was amazing. If you're not doing forensic yet, start doing forensic little by little, or 10 hours per week or 20 hours per week. Has a part-timer, just so you know, has a part-timer for forensic is making 40 calls per week. 40, okay? So every week you make 40 calls to your prospects, to new prospects, and also to, you know, following up. So it's not crazy. It's not like you're gonna spend 40 hours per week in your forensic. It's about 15 hours, 20 hours per week that you're going to be spending as a part-time. But seriously, this is just the right way, the right process, and this is going to help you to build your business to the next level. And I encourage you to go forensic.
Yeah, I was definitely meant to be on this call with you. you I love your, okay, so I've written down a few things. So stop wasting your time, focus on the process, not the results. And basically, if you don't have those red, yellow, and green cards, then you don't have a business, period. You know, I'm the biggest procrastinator in this business, and, you know, I don't have my forensics set up properly. So I was definitely meant to be on this call, and for you to just remind me the importance of forensics. So, you know, forensic is such an amazing tool, and you know, I'd love to see more of our team here in Australia taking on the forensic and being able to, you know, not waste their time, actually be doing income producing activities. So thank you so much for those tips. One of the questions that is of real importance to us right now is we're finding, you know, our team grew really rapidly, as you know, down under, and a lot of people still don't understand what edification is and why we need to do edification. You know, I think, you know, for us as leaders and as we're growing, could you just explain to everyone why it's important to conduct a proper edification of your My5?
Yes. There's so many reasons why it is so important, but I'm going to give you like the simple reasons that I think it's so important to know. But the reason number one is because you show respect to your upline. This is a business. This is not your BFF. I mean, yes, we are BFFs, Ambassador Kat. You are definitely BFFs. But when I edify you like big time, because I want my prospect to know you, to know the reason why I want him to talk to you. So you are a big star in your business, and that's why I want this person to contact you. So my prospect is going to pay close attention to everything you have to say, especially in the three-way calls. We do three-way calls because we want to answer any questions that a prospect may have, and we are almost there to close the deal. Almost there, but we just need that little push, right? We just need that more, a little bit more information, a little bit more, and it's what's best than bringing an upline. And if you do not edify your upline properly, then the person thinks, oh, whatever, I'm just talking to whatever person or whatever. Like, they don't pay attention. They do not pay attention to the importance of what the LC of your app or your upline in this case is trying to say. So the three-way call that you schedule that may take you days to schedule that three-way call is not going to work. It's not going to do any good for your business unless you do a great edification of your upline. You also want to make sure you have given your upline enough information about your LC so the upline knows exactly where to focus. There's so many times where I get asked to be on a three-way call, and I say, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I can be there. Tell me about your prospect, and then the LC goes like, I just met him at the gym 2 days ago, and I see him every day. And I'm like, okay, but what about the prospect? I mean, have they seen the tour? What do they know about the business? We need to understand that the upline is not here to do the business presentation for you or to do the business for you. It's here to support you and help you close the deal. And that's when you're going to bring the upline. That's when you're going to proper edify the upline, because if you don't edify, I'm going to say it again, if you do not edify properly, then you're also wasting your time and your upline's time and your prospect time, because they're not going to pay attention to what the person has to say about the business. It's not going to help you to close the deal, period.
That's incredible, and do you know what? I love the way you end it with period. That's it. That's black and white. Obdulia, I'm just going to shout out to everyone that's on the call at the moment. We usually finish at around 8:30, so just to respect everyone's time, if you need to leave, that's fine. But if it's okay with you, Obdulia, I'd like to keep you on for a little bit longer. You know, the stuff you're sharing with us is incredible, and I know everyone's taking notes. You know, people are letting us know that they're loving it, they're taking notes, and yeah, they're loving the advice you're giving. So is that okay if we keep you on for a little while?
Sure. Yes. Yes.
Perfect. We won't keep you too long. So what are the other things that I wanted to talk to you about is again, we exploded really big down under, and we're starting to put systems and processes in place. We're duplicating exactly what other markets are doing, especially in Canada, and, you know, just really shouting out to our team to start stepping up and taking on leadership roles. You know, we don't want to be doing this all the time. You know, we want to see more and more people step into those roles. So I guess, can you just share with us, like, what's your opinion on taking leadership roles? And I know for yourself, you know, you're now in you're in the LCG group, and how important is it for people and for their business to take on those leadership roles?
It is so important. I want to share a little bit about me, how I started. So I started translating documents into Spanish because we didn't have any Spanish. So that shows a little bit of leadership, right? That starts showing you're willing to do the extra mile for your business. A lot of people after convention, you mentioned it, I was one of the official presenters at our convention, and when I got that invitation from our CEO, oh my God, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, you know, there's so many people that know more about the business, and my accent is too strong, and I'm going to be on stage, and 2,000 people are going to be watching, I mean, live, and so many people watching me live. Like, I just start going like, oh my God, what did I do to be selected, right? And that's showing leadership, stepping up, being out of your comfort zone. You can start with baby steps. You can start hosting a tour. You can start hosting today, for example. You can start just baby steps, you know. Or for example, you know, starting weekly forensic training at your house, at your apartment. You don't have to go right away to do the business presentation, but you can say to your upline, I would like to do the business presentation in 2 weeks, in 1 month, in a week, and then start working towards that. If you want to be successful in GWT and any other business, you need to know the information. You need to be familiar. You don't have to be an expert on diamonds, an expert on silver, or an expert on that. No. But you need to know the basic information about our business. The basic information about our business is our business presentation. So you can watch it so many times online. You can practice with your upline so many times. You can really do it baby steps if that's what it works for you. But you just have to make that commitment. You just have to see the importance of how stepping up and taking leadership roles is going to help you become a better you, a better Elsie, a better leader to your team. Another thing is your team is going to do whatever you do, okay? If you're never doing any presentations, if you're never Night of the Stars, if you're never bringing guests to the tours, your team is going to duplicate that. That's what they say, you know, that's the bad thing about network marketing, right? Because your team duplicates exactly at what you do. So if you're not doing the right thing, they're not going to do the right thing. However, if you're doing the right thing and you're stepping up and you're becoming a leader and you're starting to do the presentations, or let's say at a boot camp you say, I would like to present this particular topic. So you have 1 full month to prepare, you have your outline to prepare you, and you have me if you want to practice with me any topic. I'm more than happy to be there for you. And stop showing those little baby steps, start doing that, and then your team is going to start doing that. Your team is going to start wanting to do exactly what you're doing doing. And it's very important because if they don't see you doing it, they're never gonna jump in and say, okay, I'll do it. Don't worry if you're my upline. It's okay, I'll do it. That's not gonna happen. That's not likely to happen. So start stepping up. It's what has given me the opportunity to be at the 10th anniversary convention, to be the presenter, one of the official presenters for our convention, to be at the Leadership Summit in 2014. Only 40 of us were invited from the whole world, and that's what gave me that. And also to be part of the LCG group, which is, I mean, the most important leadership group in global trade. That what has taken me there. Because I'm doing the leadership, I'm doing the presentations, I'm doing the tours, I'm doing fast start training, I'm doing forensic, I'm doing everything that's helping me to learn more about the business. And let me tell you this too. Once you start taking leadership roles, your tripod of beliefs, I hope you all understand what that is, but your tripod of beliefs, so you're going to believe and know more about the company and its products. You're going to believe and know more about the industry, the multi-level marketing, and you're also going to believe more on yourself. So that's going to help you, wow, big time to have extremely success in your business.
Wow, I can't stop. I'm like writing notes. I'm glad I'm recording this because I'm going to have to play this back. You know, there's so many good tips there. I know everyone that's on the call right now just saying, thank you, Obdulia. This is such great advice. Loving it. Taking notes. Great tips. Very Latino go. We've got, she's simply amazing. Big love. Wow, wow, wow. You know, you really have hit the nail on the head with so many things. You know, being a new market, you know, we've been a fairly new market. These are the things that we're, you know, we as leaders, you know, even, you know, Stacey, myself, Tanya, you know, we're still learning. We've got Ronan, and just to have you on the call tonight has just been phenomenal. You know, some massive tips for everyone there. I'm just going to see if anyone's got any questions that's on the call. Can you just write it in the questions box? And I'll pass them on to Obdulia. Is there anything else you want to share with us while you're on the call, Obdulia? Any, you know, anything that's going on that you think might, you know, any other golden nuggets for the team here down under?
Oh my God, there's so many things. I should have write it down. Well, one of the things, so the photo with our CEO, the one that you see in front of you, the one that I'm receiving the leadership award, that's definitely amazing because there's so many LCs around the world who are doing amazing, and you want to show your team, you want to show your market, your community that it can happen, right? So it will happen if you work towards it, if you work day and night. Your business, you take it every day. You know, don't try to do your business just the days that you're going to be working for the business. You have to be prepared. You know, you're the product of the product. You see me on Facebook. I'm always fairy up. If I only have one piece, it has to be fairy. If I have like 20 pieces on me, then it has to be fairy. So one of the things that I told my team is, if you're new to the business and you may not have lots and lots of product, however, if there's one piece that you're going to be wearing, it has to be fairy. It can be your shields, can be your timepiece, can be your whatever that is, it has to be fairy because you're the product of the product. You do your business every day. It's not like you only work Sundays, right? No, you present and you're ready to give your business card or your 2-minute story or your little story about your business. You always prepare for it. This is your business. This is not something that you do a hobby once in a while. This is your business. Treat it like a business, and then you see the business result. I also want to say the picture on the left, it's work hard and play hard. This is me and Ambassador Kath in the Bahamas. It was a very quick picture, but actually I love it because it came out really nice. You can see we were having so much fun. It came out really nice. I know. I'm so humble, right? No, we work hard and we play hard, and that's one of the things that our CEO says. Uh, Seriously, you work hard in GWT, you're gonna see the results. It's not like we're trying to make it up for you. It's not like we're pushing you to go hard and whatever happens after, I don't know. No. You're gonna see the results. You're gonna win the ambassador cruise, those regional ambassador, exotic vacation, and your check. You're also gonna see your check going up and up and up, and you're gonna see exactly what you want to see in global trade, your targets, but you have to make sure you treat this as a business. This is a business. This is not a hobby. This is not a once in a while I show my business opportunity, or once in a while I wear my products, or I forget my business cards, or because I switch purses I don't have my business cards. No, you have your credit card with you, right? You have your business cards with you. You may not have all the flyers and everything, but you have your business card. You have your business with you. You take it anywhere you go. You show it. Everybody knows me in California has Ferry Obdulia. I don't know why, but it's because I've been letting people know about Ferry. I've been doing a lot of marketing events, and people know Ferry. So that's exactly what's going to happen with you if you continue building and you continue promoting your business. People are going to know that you represent the designer line Ferry, Global Trade. You're the representative. You open in market in Australia. You open in market in other countries, but they need to see you always doing your business. And what else I was going to say? So this is just to close it up. Global trade has definitely changed my life 100%, 100. Um, and I would never could imagine that, like our CEO, as busy as he is, and our senior VP, as busy as she is, they would just take me to have dinner for my birthday. This is maybe something that is like not important to many people, but to me it is very important, because I was at headquarters. I know everything they have to do. I mean, we were photo shooting for 12 hours. Sanas was there. Marketing and graphic design were there. We were so busy all day, so busy, and still she made the time to take me for dinner, to treat me for my birthday. And this is not just me. This is how she and Ramin treats everyone in Global World Trade. Everyone who's stepping up and who's showing that is doing the business 100%, and who's there for the business and for their team and for Global Trade family. That's how we are treated by Global Trade corporate. So this cannot be seen anywhere else. Seriously, I worked for a big company in America for 8 years. I was never treated by one of the managers like this. Not even imagine the owner. No. There's just no way. But this happens in Global Trade. This happens in our company, and we should be very, very proud and very, very blessed to represent Global Trade. Global Trade, to have the business partners that we have around the world, to really be a GWT family. We should all be very, very proud of it, because I'm telling you, this is just the best company of the world. This is just the best of the best. Our CEO is amazing. Our senior VP is just amazing. And all the leaders from Australia, from Nigeria, from the islands, from everywhere, they're just as amazing as our CEO and our senior VP, because we believe that we are a family. We believe that we can do this together. We can grow together regardless of the market where you are. And you have not just one mentor. You can have lots and lots of mentors with Global Trade.
Awesome. Obdulia, you've said you've actually sorry, my brain's in overdrive. So you've really represented here for everyone that's on this call. In a lot of companies, a lot of network marketing companies, people think that it's just some of the lucky ones that have this success, and you're just showing everyone on this call that you're no different to anyone on this call. If you show up in your business, you give 100%, you actually do the do, then you get rewarded, and you get rewarded in so many ways, even to the point of, being able to be taken out for dinner to celebrate your birthday. It's not because they have to, it's because, you're showing up, you're there 110%, you're building this business, and you're proud to represent the company and the brand. And I think that's a really key message for everyone in this call. You put in the work, you don't treat this like a hobby, and you're going to see the results. And Obdulia is proof of that. She's no different to any of us that are listening in tonight. She's just put the hard work in and stepped up, taken on those leadership roles, and she's being rewarded. And she's right, you do work hard and then you play hard, like we did on the cruise. So we want to see more people on the cruise. And I'm lost for words. Obdulia, you've absolutely knocked this call out of the park tonight, given us so much to take away, and I'm just hoping that everyone's taken notes, and those that missed out on the call tonight, well, I hope they get their hands on the recording, because you've just blown it out of the water. I did have one more question, if you don't mind, if you've got a couple of minutes. Stacey's actually asked if you would be able to share with us what your DMO is. So daily, like, what are you doing as part of Forensic?
I wish I can turn on my camera to show you my forensic box, but it's 5 in the morning and you don't want to see me, okay? Okay. Okay. So I have my box, and actually I have it here in my luggage because I took it with me, and I have to post this. I'm going to post it tomorrow on Facebook, actually. You can walk out of your house and you may forget your makeup bag, but you cannot forget your forensic box. Okay? And for those of you, you know that I'm so makeup all the time. So I may forget my makeup bag, but I'm not going to forget, and I don't forget my forensic box. Why? Because my box tells me the phone calls that I have to make, the follow-ups that I have to make, the tours that I have to make, the three-way calls that I have to make per day. So it doesn't let me ignore my business for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days. It doesn't make me look bad with my prospects because I was supposed to call them at 3 p.m., but I slightly forgot to call them at 3 p.m., right? It really gives me that schedule for my business. It really gives me, especially because we're doing the challenge, the forensic challenge with the USA team, and we have our ambassador all the way from Australia, Stacey. Does she live in Australia or she lives in the other place, New Zealand?
No, she lives in Australia.
Okay, perfect. So we have her. So, and I have big competition. I also have National Ambassador Abdul Razak in the challenge, Maxwell in the challenge. I mean, we have lots and lots of competition. So my DMO is forensic, making my phone calls, following up with my prospects, making my new calls, scheduling three-way calls, doing three-way calls for my team and for anyone who contacts me to do that, scheduling the business presentation, following up with my team regardless of, different topics like translation, etc., etc. So my DMO is basically just the forensic.
Awesome. It sounds like we probably need to start a forensic challenge down under and get our team fired up. So thank you so much for sharing that. This question is more of a request for the future. Would you be open to doing some forensic training for us on one of these webinars at a later date? Would that be something that you would be open to doing for us, please?
Yeah, sure. I can do that. Just let me know the date, and I can prepare myself. Maybe we can have my camera on, and then some documents. We do have the book, so we can go, because what I want to do is I have done it for my Spanish team. I have done it in Spanish, so I can also do it in Spanish. If you guys have any Spanish LCs, just so you know.
Cool. We'll find out.
So I have done that. So yes, let me just make sure we have the camera on so I can show you the box, and I can show you exactly day by day how you have to do your follow-ups and your DMO and your weekly method of operation and your monthly method of operation. So it's DMO, weekly method of operation, and monthly method of operation.
Awesome. I'm excited. I can't wait to lock that in and we can talk to you about that later. But I'm going to let you go. We've kept you. It's early morning. I know your family are asleep. Thank you so much again. I know that everyone's super excited. The messages are just coming in. Awesome webinar, ladies. Thanks, Obdulia. Great questions. Wow, would be so fantastic to learn from you. Everyone's just loved having you on the call. I can't wait. I miss you. I can't wait to catch up with you again. We love you down under, and maybe in the future we can get you down here in Australia. And that would be amazing. And yeah, just thank you so much for jumping on the call tonight and sharing so much valuable knowledge with our team.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, VFF. You're my VFF, and thank you, Stacy, for always also supporting me and always being there for me. We look up to you, Australia. Let me tell you this: we look up to you. The world is watching you. The CEO is watching you, and we definitely look up to you on how your amazing grow and how you've been, bringing lots of leaders. There's Kat, there is Stacy. I mean, there's lots of leaders, and there's more leaders needed because the market keeps growing, and it's time for all of you to step up. It's time for you to become one of those strong leaders, just like your mentors are, and continue grow with global trade. We can meet and reach all our targets. So let's make it happen. Let's schedule a forensic training for sure, and let's keep working towards the billion.
You've just given me goosebumps. Thank you so much. Couldn't have ended this call any better. Thank you again. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. This is recorded, so I will post it up, and yeah, can't wait to have you on again, Obdulia. So to everyone on the call, remember, if you do not have forensic, if you're wasting time, get onto that, and maybe we can start a forensic challenge down under. But much love to you all, and to the billion. Thank you, everyone.
To the billion. Good day, everyone. Good night.